Hey everyone, how's it going? I've got another video for you. Here are a bunch of cards that are sitting in front of me that I brought back yesterday from the Denver Card Show. This was probably among the bigger shows that I've been to in quite a while. This had a lot more sellers than I've seen at a lot of previous sales. A lot of people from out of state, people from South Dakota, Utah, all over the place. But anyway, I did get a lot of cards. Mostly, I will say that it looks like I've got a lot here, but I think most of them were under a dollar. There were lots of 50 cent cards in there, a lot of like old 60s cards that I paid like 50 cents or 25 cents for. So it looks like a lot, but I really didn't spend that much. There are some kind of big hitters in here, but there's definitely a lot of other stuff too. So let's get into it. First off is another 1959 LK line. This one I'll probably grade. I paid $20 for it. I've already started to kind of log these in. But yeah, this one was $20. And it's just a nice copy of a 59 Topps. It did have some wax on the front, which was easy to remove, but it looks pretty good. Next is a 1965 LK line, which is one I'm trying to do an LK line run. So I'm kind of looking for gradable cards. I've got a couple 1959s that are kind of in the queue that I'm going to be sending out as soon as PSA has a special that includes the 1950s. But I'll probably keep the best one and sell off of that. But didn't have a 65 yet, so glad to add this one. And this one was looked to be centered pretty good. Centering has kind of been an issue with trying to locate one on this card. This one I paid $25 for, and it looks pretty good. Veda Pinson rookie is my second Veda Pinson that I've bought for $10 that in the last two shows. This one looked better than the last one, so I'll probably send them both in and sell the worst of the two. And then to some 1954s. 1954 Topps, I'm intrigued by that set. I kind of really like those cards. I've got the LK line already, and I'm kind of starting by trying to collect all the Detroit Tigers, and there's a bunch of them, and I've got probably about a third of the team so far, including, as I said before, the most expensive one, the LK line. So I'm just picking up random 1954 Detroit Tigers to try to complete that team set. So we got Charlie Kress, beautiful condition. I think that one was a little bit more because it looked so nice. That was $12. This one I may replace later because it's got a printer line that goes right across from his eyes at his eye level. That I didn't realize it was that bad until I pulled it out of a case. But this one was marked only $3, and I think that's why. Frank House, another Detroit Tiger. Reno Bertoya. I did have this one already, but mine was kind of in much worse condition. And for $5, it looked really, really clean. And these white cards get really dingy compared to some of the other colored 54s. So it's kind of surface issues are pretty important with the whiter looking ones, I think. Here's LK line 19, is it 54 or 55? Don't quote me on that. It's another K line I didn't have, and he's probably my favorite vintage player. And what I pay for that one was $20, which looks really nice. No creases, just a nice example of that card. And then I don't know what the order is. Oh, I think these were ones that I started to prep that I was potentially going to send in, but I'm not sure yet. JT Miller, Young Guns. Cole Caulfield, Young Guns. And I've got a lot of Young Guns in this, but I probably won't go through them all, but we'll keep going. Dean Prentice, I think this is a 63 Topps. Just some random hockey cards in here as well. This is Al Zarilla, 1953 Topps, or 53 Topps. Another 1954 Topps, Matt Batts. And then some of these are in pretty bad condition, but they were like 50 cents a piece. Roy Sievers, 1955. This one is in really bad shape. Didn't realize until I pulled it out of the case. But Dick Grote, But there was a few sellers that had a bunch of like 50s and 60s cards that were for 50 cents a piece, and I'll kind of buy any ones that I don't have for that price. Roy Herbert, Jim Delsing. It's going to take forever but I'll try to go through them as quickly as possible. Here's Frank House. Duke Moss. This one's really good shape. This one, I think I paid half that on that. Same with this one. Babe Beer, another Tiger, which I tend to kind of focus on Tigers of all the vintage sets. Here's a Rocky Calavito rookie. This one was $15, and I didn't realize until I took it home and kind of pulled it out of the case that someone had written on top of it. I think like they probably had like a piece of paper or something on top of it and wrote, and so it's got like indentations from like a pen, somebody writing something there. So it's probably, if I send it in, it will probably get a marked designation. So I'm not sure whether I should send it in or not. Let me know if you guys think it's still worth it, even if it gets like an MK. Hoyt Wilhelm, 1957 tops. I believe he's Hall of Fame. Correct me if I'm wrong. Al Pilarisic, that's just a random common who's 50 cents. Another one, Turk Lowen, not sure. Richie Ashburn, this one was half off, so it was like $3, I think. I'll have to, can't remember exactly because I did buy a lot. So here's a bunch of 1958s that were all 50 cents a piece. Mike Garcia, Roy Sievers, Al Siocott, D. Pondy, Billy Hunter, Glenn Hobby, Gene Fodge, Taylor Phillips, Jim Lemon, Smokey Burgess. And I don't know if it's really a great deal or not, but like I love the old 50s cards, and if they're only 50 cents a piece, I'm perfectly happy paying that. Clem Labine, Don Elston, Bob Grimm. So there's a lot here. Jim Marshall, Carol Hardy, Jim Pearsall, Lou Burdett. This one has a chunk eaten out of it, so that one they just threw in. Randy Jackson, Jerry Zimmerman, Bob Buell, Mo Drabowski, Art Dittmer, Duke Moss, Don Demeter, and I guess we're already in 1959s. I should have noted that, but they were same person. A really well-loved Elston Howard. Still a nice card, but those corners are really round. Now we're getting into some 1960s again. These were like 50 cents a piece. Bill Tuttle and Buddy Gilbert. Phillies team card. Paul Foytak. And one of the things that I noticed is that every single one of these had wax on the fronts of them, and they're still in really good condition, but they had wax, and I was able to clean it all off them pretty easily. So they all look really nice. Casey Wise, Russ Kemmerer, Ted Abernathy, Ike DeLocke, Carol Hardy, Ray Monzant, Harry Chitty, Gerald Spencer, Billy Hoft. This is probably boring for you, but it's kind of exciting for me. Joe Amalafinita. Well, I'm not going to pronounce that right. Danny McDevitt, Al Schroll, Cal Neiman, and Charlie Grimm. Oh wait, I guess there's one more from 1968, Bob Cerf. Let me move the stack and go on to the next thing. Here's some that aren't even sleeves. I think these ones were like 25 cents a piece. Bob Allen from 1961. Wayne Hawkins. So there's a lot of this stuff, but I love it. Bubba Phillips. Walt Bond. Joe Ginsberg. Jim Grant. Jerry Adair. Some 1962s. Harry Chitty. Barry Latman. Gene Green. And then we get to some, I guess, more well-known guys. Richie Ashburn right here, and I'm not sure what I paid for him, but it was not 50 cents. Here's a Gaylord Perry rookie for 25. It looks pretty clean. Nice copy of that card. Orlando Cepeda, I think this was $5. Warren Spahn, yeah, that one was $5 as well. Don Drysdale, $5. A different guy had like a $5 section, and they were all like big name guys. This was one of the 50-cent ones. Jim Pearsall. So it's this again. Tom Trush. Joe Cunningham, 1963. Some 64s. Gene Conley. Mo Drabowski. Don Schwall. John Blanchard. Bud Daly. Harry Bright. Marty Keogh. Jim Lefebvre. Cubs card. Okay, and now we're into the 67s, and there's some good ones in the 67s. It's not all commons. Sorry if you guys are bored, but stuff I go after. Here's Al Kaline. This was $10, I believe. 1967 Topps. I have this already. It was just a really nice copy of it, so I wanted to send it in for grading and see if it beats the one that I've already got graded. Here's a Hank Aaron. He's definitely has some love to the corners of this and whatnot. The front of the card was just covered in wax, and it had like dirt and grime and stuff that had built up on top of the wax. And I cleaned it off, and I think it looks a lot nicer now that all the wax has been taken off and all the dirt and grime. Like, it's night and day difference with that card, but it's a really nice card. I think I paid $20 for it, but it's pretty cool. Didn't have that yet. Roger Maris, 1967 Topps for $25. This was 50 cents. Dalton Jones. Dave Moorhead. Oops. So you got Glenn Becker and some 68s. Dick Kalmus. This one's got Carl Yastrzemski and Herman Kilbrew on it, which is pretty cool. Don't know what I paid for that. It's probably like $1 or something. Paul Casanova. These ones that are in like sleeves are, I think all these 69s were 25 cents a piece. Jim Lonberg. Because I put some of them in cases, but Pat Jarvis. Jim Bunning. Rookie stars. Claude Raymond. Jerry May. 1970 Topps. Mets Whoop It Up. Larry Hizzle. Those ones were 50 cents. Back to some more 25-cent cards. Milt Ramirez. Rich Hand. Bill Freehan. Don Sutton, I think this was 50 cents. Ron Theobald, 25 cents. Ray Corbin. Don Buford. Aaron Kilbrew. Chris Chambliss. And this one has for G. Jenkins, Tom Seaver, and Steve Carlton on it. Some more 25-cent 70s cards. Greg Luzinski. Al Hrabowski. Norm Cash. There's a Carlton Fisk rookie. I'm still looking for a good copy of this. This one is a little off-centered on the back, but it has a little, and I didn't notice it till I got home, like a little faint crease in it, which kind of upset me. I'm still trying to get this a decent copy of that card. I'll keep looking. Milt Wilcox, Lou Piniella, just random stuff from the People's Bins. Vita Blue, Willie Randolph, 25 cents for a lot of these. Doc Ellis, The Bird, Mark Fidrich. Next pile. 1984 Topps Rickey Henderson, 50 cents. Another Ken Griffey Jr., 79 Jack Morris, 1980 Doc Ellis, 1980 Trammell, probably my favorite player's Trammell, but unfortunately he's during junk wax. Best hitters, I bought a couple of this card. I sent one for my set and got a PSA 10, and I'm trying to replace cards in my set so that the ones that I graded, the slots aren't missing. Future Stars has Juan Berenger, Huey Brooks, and Mookie Wilson. Another Harold Baines rookie. Robin Yount. Pete Rose. We're getting into the junk wax, but I kind of love this stuff, even, especially when it's like a quarter. Tim Raines. Mike Schmidt. Tim Raines. Trying to go through these pretty quick. Steve Carlton. Steve Carlton and Jack Morris on the card. Don Mattingly, 1985 Topps. Rookies, Canseco. And this card I've just always wanted, and it was in the 25-cent cards with the Mickey Hatcher with the gigantic mitt. Mark McGwire rookies. 89 Randy Johnson. 25 cents Deion Sanders. Michael Jordan. Just some random 50-cent stuff. Here's Nolan Ryan in a mosaic. This one I didn't remember picking up, but I think it just got in my stack. It's a serialized card, but yeah, whatever. Dylan Cease. Some more random 50-cent cards, some football ones, which I'm not the biggest football collector, but some of these old vintage ones are always fun to grab out of the cheapy bins. Michael Jordan. So there's a few Jordans here from the junk wax era. And then into some cheapy hockey stuff that were a quarter to 50 cents a piece. Butch Goring. Rick Middleton. Tony Esposito. Brad Park. Pete Peters. Ken Morrow. Tom Lysiak, Bob Murray, Paul Coffey, Dino Ciccarelli, Guy Lafleur, Dale Hayward-Chuck, another Dino, Dennis Poffin, Ray Bork. I love junk wax hockey. Doug Gilmour, Ron Francis, Yari Curry, Paul Coffey, Brett Holopici, Mario Lemieux Opici, Steve Yzerman Opici, Joe Sakic, rookie OPG. Wayne Gretzky. Gretzky again. Those ones, I think most of those were quarter. Brendan Shanahan. This is a autographed card of Juicy Junkkinen. Eric Stahl out of 999 artifacts. Eric Lindros, some transparent thing that looked cool. Here's Varlamov, 499 out of Stamkos. It's made to look like 1990 Upper Deck, but I think it's from 2018. Cale Fleury, rookies. Alex DeBrincat. This one's numbered, I believe. Yeah. Jake Ottinger. He did really well to knock out the Avs out of the playoffs. This was not $20. This was, I think, like $5. Out of 250, Alex Ovechkin, MVP. Austin Strand, that was 50 cents. Ricky Gems, Seth Jarvis. Cole Caulfield, Allure. Vasilevsky, this is one of the die cut ones. Mason McTavish. Wayne Gretzky. These ones just have a really weird effect to them if you twist it, although I don't think I can do it on my phone. It almost looks like they're like moving. It's kind of got a weird psychedelic effect of it. Pretty cool, anyway. Kopitar. I mean, a lot of these aren't really worth much, but I kind of like them for 50 cents or a quarter. Jeff Pavelski. Tyler Bertuzzi. Ilya Sorokin. And this one is, it's Arturi Lehkonen. Here's Georgiev, which I didn't like him at first, but he's kind of growing on me. I think he was actually doing quite well during the playoffs, and it wasn't his fault that the Avs got knocked out. Here's Cole Caulfield out of 119 SP. Now, those other two stacks that are sitting there are all Young Guns. I'm not going to go through them all because it would be boring, but they are all like 50-cent Young Guns that I picked up from the last like 2 or 3 years. A lot of those are to resell, some of them to put into slabs. We'll see. There's a few that are kind of here that I was debating sending in, but we'll see. Arturi Lehkonen, Trevor Zegras. Here are French and English. French and English. Thomas Bartolo. I did not pay those prices that are listed on them. And this one is Dylan Holloway. This one is Brandy Clark. Or Brand Clark, sorry. Bobby McMahon. Sorry, I'm trying to like read them through my phone. And another Jordan, another Shaq. 89 update, Randy Johnson. A couple more Jordans. Jose Canseco, this was 25 cents and it looks perfect. I was debating sending that one in. I've sent one in before and got a 9 on it. This one looks much better, so I'm considering sending that one in. And then finally, some Magic cards, just random stuff out of the dollar bins. If you're not into Magic, then you probably don't need to see most of this stuff. Some of it's newer from Streets of Capernaum or whatever, which I was not collecting during that time, so some full art lands that were like a quarter. Just some random rares. Can't get it to focus. This was definitely not $2. It was like 50 cents. Chandra from Kaladesh. Some older ones, the Dark, Cole Golem. Scarecrow. There we go. not focusing. One of my favorite old cards from the Dark, Frankenstein's Monster. This was $3. Rainbow Veil, that was $2. And then these last three. Now, this was probably the deal of the card show. So there was a guy who was selling Pokemon cards, and he had everything that he sold was Pokemon cards. He had a couple Magic in the corner of his booth, and he had a stack of these Llanowar Elves that were mostly 4th edition and revised, and there was one unlimited, which is this one. And they were all marked $10 a piece, which was way more than a revised or a 4th edition should cost. And he had an Icy Manipulator that was from Unlimited, marked 40. This card, the Mishra's Factory Winter Edition, that said make me an offer. And then he had some newer, like red, blue, some gold card from recent sets sitting there. And I don't remember what that said because I wasn't really interested in it. And I kind of asked him what he wanted for the winter Mishra's Factory, and he said make me an offer. I'm like, I don't know. And I was kind of sitting there thinking about it and looking at the other cards as well and saying, well, I'm interested in all three of these. And he said, well, it's really beat up. How about $3 on that? And he said, we've got 40, 50, 53. How about $50 for everything? And so, yeah, I was pretty happy to get that. So these three cards are nice additions to the collection. Anyway, so that's it for my Denver card show purchases. Hopefully you saw something you liked there. If you did, let me know what you think are cool cards that I picked up. Let me know how I can make my videos less boring than going through all of the comments. I enjoy going through those old vintage comments. You guys probably find it boring, but anyway, hopefully you liked that. I've got some, still waiting on my vintage order to come back from PSA. It's in the grading phase, which it's been for a month, and I sent them in the middle of March, so hopefully that will come soon. I'm probably going to be sending in a new batch of cards from the 1980s and newer in the next couple days or so. And I'm guessing that one will probably be graded and arrive back before the vintage gets here. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a good weekend, and I will see you guys on the next one.